Hello, chat. Welcome, everybody. Yes, Bryan Kohberger has just pled out, or will be pleading out. So it looks like they are dropping the death penalty charges, but there will be change of plea on Wednesday. So he is entering a plea for a couple different things here, and this looks, breaking freaking news. Oh, Minnesota Public Records is back. Well, we'll take a look at that maybe later. So, yes, guys, but welcome to the show. If you're new, my name's Sean, also potentially criminal. I'm an attorney out in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And well, this is the today of happenings, I guess. I wonder what happened. Tricky Dicky said the families approve it. I'm sure they got involved at some point. But remember, ultimately, even if they don't approve it, when it comes to, God, I hate how it makes me look like I have like a poof in the back. When Marcy's Law and Victims' Rights, that's not the ultimate thing. It's not the end-all, be-all. Just because the family could say, I don't approve, the court can't go, well, shit, I can't accept the deal. They can be consulted, but what they say is not final in this situation here. So let's take a look and see what happens here, because there are some updates. News Nation, kind of like, they are breaking this thing right now, and we'll just kind of listen to them talk about it a little bit here. Get a little bit of some clippage. The Gonclaves family is not happy. Well, yeah, once again, the family said they're pissed. Yeah, well, they take the win now. I mean, we can see if they release comments, but here we go, chat.
It's just learned. All right, breaking news coming in from the state of Idaho once again, but on a different story, as News Nation has just learned that the accused killer, Bryan Kohberger, accepted a plea deal. Yeah, a plea deal was offered. He has accepted the deal. Sources are confirming that prosecutors proposed dropping the death penalty. That was the deal in exchange for Kohberger pleading guilty to committing 4 murders and pleading guilty to burglary as well. So guilty plea in exchange for no death penalty. Now, the background on this story, you'll remember he's accused of killing those 4 University of Idaho students at their home. It was back in November of 2022. Sources say Kohberger must also agree to spend the rest of his life in prison without any possibility of parole. So jail for life, no parole. But again, no death penalty. Must waive his right to appeal as part of this as well. Plea deal has been accepted. A court hearing for a change of plea will take place on Wednesday, so in 2 days. So this is just breaking. They'll be covering it in more detail tonight on Elizabeth Vargas Reports and also on Banfield. One of many big stories we're covering. Now,
so there you go, chat. That is kind of the update right now. So it's basically dropping the death penalty. He's pleading to the murders. He's pleading to the burglary. And, Idaho's buzzing today. What else happened in Idaho today? Did I miss something? Oh, the shooting of the firefighters. Yeah, sorry. Will he have to tell what he did as part of the plea deal? Presumably, yes, that's going to include part of it. Wednesday, when he enters his plea, there will be a discussion about what did you do? How did it happen? Typically, there is to an extent. He's going to say, what did you do? He'll say, I went to the house and killed them. Now, is that going to be the ultimate thing? I mean, that's going to be part of the elocution. It depends on how much they need him to do. He doesn't have to say like, okay, so I opened the window. I came in through this door. I walked into the first room. I pulled out my knife and I went stabby, 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 stab. And then I walked into the next room and went stibby, stibbity, stibbity, stab. And then I went and found the guy and the girlfriend and went stibbity, 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 stab. He doesn't have to go through all of that. He has to say, I broke into the house. I decided to kill them, so I killed them. There might be some discussion about why did you pick them. I don't know if that's going to be discussed or anything like that specifically. But generally, he's going to have to admit to the elements of the offense. Did you commit murder? Yes. And then how you did it. That's generally all they're going to need because that's all you have to prove. Now, as far as some of you guys are saying, well, what would happen at a sentencing or, would the family be allowed to speak? Yes, at a sentencing hearing. He's going to enter a plea on Wednesday. I doubt they're, given the severity of this crime and the seriousness of it all, they're going to put sentencing out probably like 45, 60 days, allow time for not necessarily pre-sentence report because he's agreeing to do mandatory prison terms of life without parole, but that would give all the necessary parties their rights and notifications under various victims' rights laws and Marcy's laws to have the opportunity to attend, schedule their appearance, and be there. So they'll get to speak. It's just probably not going to be Wednesday. So, you guys saying this seems off. Tim the Tool says, I was on the not guilty bandwagon. Now I think he actually did do it. Well, I mean, yeah, when you say I did it, you did it. I mean, we're kind of like, it kind of is what it is at that point. Cedar Rose says, why do we do it? I don't know. Young and Bitter. Is that still That's a Shame? Did you change your name? Says, I would never in 938,372 years take that deal, I think is what you're trying to say. You know what? Maybe, but here's the thing, man. I've said this before. When you are in a trial, when you're facing down the barrel of the gun, not somebody sitting on the sidelines eating popcorn facing down the gun barrel, because it's not really pointing at you. It's a different vibe. Even when you're sitting there next to your client, it's a different vibe. And he alone is the only one who can make that decision. Maybe he did do it. Maybe he didn't do it and he's saving his ass. I don't know. We don't know for sure. But he pled out. He's going to plea out. So, and to have this kind of confirmation, I'm sure there was a lot of back and forth of like, because the way these things work are the prosecutors like, don't come to me unless he's 100% going to do it. Because like, I've had this before where my client's like, oh yeah, I'll plea out. I'm like, are you sure? And then I go, I'm done for the day meeting him at the jail or meeting him outside of my office. Go call the prosecutor. Hey, Prosecutor Bob, hey, my client Steve wants to plea. Here's what we're going to agree to. We show up that morning and Steve's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. So you're like, and on Bryan Kohberger's case, I'm sure like his team will stab him if he doesn't take it. Like, I'll show you a knife. I mean, if I'm Ann Taylor, I'll be like, I'll teach you how to speak English with this knife, Brian. So I'm sure he's going to be done there. So let's see here. Yeah, he's going to spend life in prison. So down the road, can he appeal his sentence? No. From what we understand, he is pleading out. He's waiving his rights to appeal, among other things, and that stuff he'll be giving up here. So that's generally what's going to happen. There are a couple of statements out there. One of them is from the Gonclaves family, and they did release a statement here, but he can appeal it, but the part of the problem is you appeal when you plead out, you're basically waiving rights to everything that happened before. You're now left with if you were sentenced improperly. So if the judge didn't follow the law sentencing you, you're going to come back for resentencing. So generally speaking, his appeal is not going to do anything. So, but yeah, he's pretty much given up all right to appeal. What the fuck? So no trial? Pretty much. Yes. Ann Taylor took a surprise demonstrative. Yes. Very true. Very true. Yes, some of the families are angry about the pleas right now. Yes, July 2nd is the plea hearing. It will be Wednesday. And here's some updates. The Gonclaves family's family page. They say it's true. We are beyond furious at the state of Idaho. They failed us. I mean, I don't know. Like, were you expecting them to like murder him for you or what? I mean, what are we supposed to like? I mean, they're very mad, but it's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? He pled out. Like it's over. Now, Dog says, I'm late. What charges did he plead to? All 4 counts of murder and the burglary. So basically everything he got charged with. And it's kind of where we are. It's kind of where we are with things right now. So he does have a creepy look. I don't really like everybody says that, but I'm like, we all look creepy and we all look weird at the end of the day. So, yes, the Billy Wagner trial is coming up soon. So that's always something there. Hold on one second, chat. I'm going to try to get Clyde in here real quick. Hold on. Hey, Clyde. Come here, buddy. Can you comment on Bryan Kohberger for us? One of your cousins was a witness to all of it. Come on, Bubba. Oh, why did I turn off the screen? Clyde, come here. There, here come the click clacks. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come here. Hey. Come on. Hey. Come here. There you go. You don't just get him on the floor anymore. I got to train you back up, guys. So, yes, we have Clyde here. He can comment on this, too. He thinks it's a fair and just verdict. Clyde speaking on behalf of the dogs out there. He thinks it's a fair and just verdict. So. Phil. You got to eat this, Dingleberry. Okay. But yes, the gun clays are unhappy, but you know what? That's Dakota Ethan Ralph. You get the suffer. There's no entitlement that you have the right to object or postpone a plea like that. So, yeah. They appear to be very angry. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Raina Loves Losses. What the fuck is this clickbait? No, he did. He pleads guilty. Guilty to all 4 counts for murder. Who admits to killing 4 people when they're innocent? If you think you're going to get the death penalty, you might. Innocent people have pled guilty to stuff all the time. That's why we have an Alfred plea. But the idea that it wouldn't happen is, in this case, I think it's because he probably did do it. But an innocent guy pleading guilty is not impossible. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. It'll be interesting to see if he makes a statement at sentencing. Yeah. Yeah, definitely could be. Okay, but they're not live, are they? Okay. Oh, one more chip. It says also the USCCA chick who got screwed out of attorney's funds got her conviction overturned. That's going to be epic. We got to cover that because that'll be a great trial to run. We'll do that one. Hold on here. I got to make a note of that case because that's a very important one. Chat, that's a very important case. Okay. What about the psychic lady who told who said the teacher did it? Well, she's really, I think that case hasn't settled. She's, really screwed. And that'll be something funny to cover. Yes, the TikTok psychic, that will be hilarious to deal with. Does it mean the documents will become sealed at some point? Maybe. At some point, maybe. He didn't want to face a firing squad. Yeah, I mean, really. Even the boldest of us seek to flee when death offers his hand. So, who knows though? There's could be a number of reasons why you pled. We might never know. Bryan may 100% say I did it. I 100% did it. He might say I'm pleading guilty as an Alfred plea. We don't know for sure. Like that. I'm sure I'm pleading guilty to save my ass from a far worse fate. And some of you saying I'd rather die. Well, a lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people like being alive. So that's a thing. That is a thing. So here we go. It's it is a thing out there. So if your summer trial plans were set, sorry guys. If you thought there was gonna be more stuff to cover. There might be, just not this. Just not this. Does that mean Nick's going to prison too? No. He got the itchies. Maybe. Let's see here. The judge took away his alternate perpetrator theory, so he's screwed. I think so, but I mean, we don't really know for sure what's going to happen. Your travel days were going to be set, yes. Yeah, Bryan wants the link. He has interviews planned. Yeah, guys, give Bryan the link. Locks is saying a civil suit next. Nope. I mean, what are you going to do? Sue a guy in prison who's been in prison forever? He's a college student. What kind of money? He ain't got no money. Nothing there to sue. So, nothing to sue. Yeah, Bryan wants on. Help him. Sean. Yeah, he wants on. I'm sure he wants on. We'll take care of that chat. Oh, I just got emails. Hold on here. What's this? I'm gonna play it in a second here. Let's see. We got some super chats to get through. Oh, hold on, chat. My super chats are not updated here. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, chat. That was weird. It's not letting me. It's not automatically starring everything. That's weird. So my apologies, guys. If you send a super chats here, I'm going to try to go back as far as I can. Then I'm going to use my YouTube feed here to have all of those. So give me 1 second. Okay. But we also have a Court TV. It's got a little clip out there we're going to take a look at here. 1 second to do that. Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, but guys, that was totally unexpected in my opinion. Totally unexpected here. So let's see. We got some comments from a bunch of people here. So that Gilly guy, thank you. I think if you're new here, thank you for being here. I apologize. YouTube is like jerked everything around, and you guys have all different names on screen right now. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but that Gilly guy for $5 says, "You gonna chit chatter with the Fox woman about this?" You mean Megan Fox, or who's the Fox woman? Not sure who you're talking about. And then zero Ride 2RC says, "Whoa, buddy," for $10. Yes. Whoa, buddy. Can I smell toast? No, I'd be very hungry if I did smell toast. Did I ever forget about Kirsha? Well, oh, the Fox woman. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Well, when you say Foxu, I could have done that. I wasn't sure. Like, you guys say, like, the Foxu. Like, I would have recognized that. But yes, I need to go break the news to Kirsha that it's happened. So, I think, guys, let me do that. If she's on stream right now, break the news to her slowly. EDW Rapper for $5 says, "Man, Idaho is a buzzing today." Yes. Then the alternate corner, Dylan. Dylan, how you doing, buddy? Guys, Dylan over in the alternate corner, getting off of his post-Karen Reed, Coming to America saga. I think he made it back to Wales and Land of the Dragons. Dylan, hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Just became a member. Thank you. The Beverly Flores has been a member for 5 months. Thank you for Beverly for your support. I appreciate it and keep it up. Guys, if you are members, remember, keep in mind, especially one of your, cute, cool members only perks right now, you guys still have access to is the studio tour. So, guys, take a look at that. And for you guys who are felons, the top tier, I got another video I'm working on coming up that'll be special just for you guys. So, keep in mind on that. I need to turn off the XP points thing. I don't know how to do it. I Googled it and I don't see it. So let me see if I don't know if there's a way to shut it off. I don't know if there's a way to do that. Yeah, there's a way you guys could shut up. I don't know how I could shut it off. Jacob's Proud Madre for $20. Thank you. Says, "Holy shite. I did not on my bingo card." I didn't either. I thought we were going all the way on this one. Beverly Flores says, "All the work for a plea deal." Well, sometimes that's the case. Remember, part of your job as a defense attorney is convincing the prosecutor that a plea is in their best interest. Now, sometimes a prosecutor will come to you and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm looking at my calendar. I gotta like, I've had this happen before. Man, I got like 2 really like gruesome or excruciating or like time-consuming trials coming up. Your guy is not on that list. I need to get some space. I'll give you a plea if he'll take it, just to clear up my schedule. That happens sometimes. Or you just need to point out to the prosecutor, hey, look, do you really want to make this hard on yourself? If you make us go to trial, you're going to have to do all this work. Here's all the problems you're going to have. If you give me a plea, we go away right now. And that's where I push. Here's what I'd like. And if that's what you can get for your client, life is golden. But sometimes you have to put in the work and, gain some leverage and put the screws to them. Sometimes you have to do it that way. It is something that happens like that. So just because it's all that work for a plea deal, when you're facing a death penalty case, and especially a death penalty case, him not getting executed is the win. So, I mean, if they had gone to trial, him getting life in prison would be the win. But I understand what you're saying, and I can understand why it looks that way. Sure. Actually, it's a good idea. That's a good idea, chat. Hold on here. I need to Oh, so there's guys by the way, Diddy is in trial right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So hold on one second, chat. I'm actually, instead of just hold on here, I need to text somebody and give them the bad news. Hold on, chat. Sorry here. All right. All right, chat. Hold on. I had to get that person a link. I'm like, hey, I have, they're not live right now. Kirsten's not live right now. So I was like, I got some bad news. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Kirsten. I'm sorry, Kirsten. I'm sorry, Foxu. So I maybe she'll come on, maybe she won't. I don't know. If anybody else wants a link, let me know. But yes, I did not have this on my bingo card either. Do you think it's because he's missing a couple of pages from his train instructions? No. No, I do not. Did I see Andrea's interview with Turtle Boy? Yes, it was very well done. Andrea did a phenomenal job, and Turtle Boy was very good. They were both great. It was actually, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, there hasn't really been a Turtle Boy interview that I haven't enjoyed. Turtle Boy is great to listen to. And with him, he's the same, but each time he, works, he gels with each person differently. So it's like a whole different interview each time. Reformed Convict says, hi, Sean and everyone. Well, thank you. How are you doing? Arson investigator says, once the slew of the defense motions were over, denied it was over. Yes, I think so too. But I think the prosecutor realized they didn't have, I think it was a little bit of that, but I also think the prosecutor realized they didn't have the strongest hand in the world either. They had a pretty good hand. They had a pretty good set of cards, but they didn't have the best set of cards. But the arson investigator for $19.99. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Crystal has been a member for 4 months saying, what the fuck, Brian? I understand. Good to see you, Crystal. Dylan also upgraded. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. Jacob's Proud Madre also upgraded. Thank you guys both. I appreciate that very, very much. So no Kirsha stream, maybe, but we still have to watch the rest of that hearing, so I think she'll be okay with it. I guess he does have bushy eyebrows. Well, we'll get to that in a second, Gear, guys. Beverly says, you are amazing. Well, thank you. I tried to be. Now, guys, we do have a update. There is some Core TV stuff out there. They're talking about a little bit here. We can take a clip here and take a look at. Here you go. It's probably not any much more than we've talked about so far, but it's worth looking at. Might as well while we're here. Oh yeah, people are DMing me all kinds of Bryan Kohberger stuff. So this is interesting. There's a we'll get to some interesting stories that have come out about what happened. And we'll take a look at that in a second here. I think it's important too. Well, let's see here. Where's the Core TV thing? All right. So here's a little Core TV blip. I don't know how much more they've got other than this, but here we go.
Folks, we have big breaking news in the Idaho student murders case of Bryan Kohberger. According to ABC News, in a shocking turn of events, Bryan Kohberger appears to have accepted a plea deal. Now, sources confirm the prosecution has proposed dropping the death penalty in exchange for Kohberger pleading guilty to committing the 4 murders and pleading guilty to the burglary charge. Kohberger must also agree to spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole and must waive his right to appeal. All right, Kelly Craft was reporting live from Manhattan previously. I definitely want to thank her. We'll have more information on what's going on out there in Idaho. As soon as it comes into our newsroom, we will let you know.
Oh, there we go, chat. That's the Bryan Kohberger thing here. Now, this is interesting here. This is a from Colin Rugg. He is a reporter, or he's on Twitter here, at least brought this up here. And it's interesting to read this. So, Bryan's playing it. Apparently, he made the announcement by sending a letter to the victims' families, which that is trippy if how he did that. I don't know how that all worked out, but that's ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. So that's not Yeah, a bond violation, I understand, but I'm surprised they let the letter go out. Normally in those situations, especially your Bryan Kohberger, your mail's getting read before it goes in and out. Which makes me wonder if he gave the letter to his attorneys. I don't know how they would have done this. Excited Art says there's no confirmation he's accepted anything. Yeah, I guess if this turns out to be wrong, I guess I'll be oopsie poopsie. But yeah, there's a lot of indications he has. Hella coming in here and being a wet blanket on everything. But Sean's not going to prison, though. Yeah. Would you eat your hat? I mean, like, if it's fried up enough, sure. But you got to, like, deep fry it just right. I'm not just going to, like, eat a raw hat. I mean, would you just eat a raw hat? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't eat a raw hat. Oh, this is probably hate when you have a. This is all these tabs open up and you're trying to cancel them all. And they don't want to do what you want. This is just so frustrating, chat. So frustrating. There we go. Now I've got things managed. Managed down. And managed down. There we go. Sorry. We were dealing with everything at once there. This has come from Scott Gonclaves, the king of misinformation. Well, everybody's running with it, so I guess we'll have a false alarm. I just happen to be the first, yes. Yeah, I'd eat a deep fried hat. I mean, I'd have to. So, Jacob's from Madre says, if it turns out to be fake news, I'm going to want my super chats back, Sean. Yeah. Ashley says, geez, finally taking me 3 years to get started. Well, so anyway, C3 metal thingies gifting 10 memberships, chat. You know, when you guys give memberships and you turn gray people green, you need to imagine this is what you're doing in your head. That's right. Imagine these grays, they're just getting just smashed and attacked. That's what you're doing each time you buy a membership. Each membership, think of that happening 10 times over. And that's what's going on. So C3 Metal, I hope you realize what you've done and how you're helping everything here. So keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. And then Crystal Pontac for 5 more subs. Guys, thank you both for your support and your generosity. You are Kohbergering the Grays, yes. I gotta use a RoboClive with sound. Maddie's getting me the one with sound that's in better quality because the one on YouTube will not. When I download it and re-upload it, it gets really bad quality. So the DoorDash lady did see him literally. Well, who knows? There may be people with mistaken things here, and we'll find out. Mega Johnny says, what if this is a ploy to get a mistrial with a leak? That's... that's intentionally setting up a mistrial is never a good idea, and I'll say it like that. I will tell you, you're trying to throw the game and force a resetting of things. I don't ever think is a good idea. Like I said, I just don't think it'll work that way. So I would never recommend that as a strategy because it just won't work. It just won't work. At least in my opinion, it won't work. Let's see here. I mean, it could always, but you're risking a lot if it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. It doesn't turn out, so let me see here. Let's see if there's any other updates. Let's see here. Let me see here. All right. I think it's also an issue in the Diddy case with some of the jurors going on right now. That's also that story. This is interesting here. There is this is an update in the Diddy case, and here this is an interesting issue that's popped up. In the Diddy trial, there's a juror who cannot follow Your Honor's instructions, and there's looking at possibility of jury nullification. It's true. It all depends. It all depends on what we're looking at. Potentially, because Diddy's jury is in deliberations right now. Could be very interesting for Diddy. Then there was another jury question that came out. There was a second note. And they were asking for if drugs is not a defense of distribution, and the judge will tell the jurors something to that effect tomorrow morning. So it sounds like there's, for Diddy, the jury, the drug distribution, the prostitution are probably going to be some of the easier things for him to prove. We'll find out. But looks like there's some interesting stuff happening in Diddy's case too. Crackshot Murdoch says, you will not fall for my pyramid schemes. Maggie says, you sent it to me on Gmail. I did not see it. Let me look. Let me look. Let me see. Let me see here. Hold on, chat. Are you sure you sent it, Maddox? I don't see it. If you send it to my potentially criminal one here, I'm looking for it real quick. Oh, I see you now, Maddie. Yep, here we go. All right, I'll download that. I'll save it. There we go. I'll save it and we'll get it uploaded. Thank you, Maddie. Okay, that'll work. All right. We're seeing the plea hearing is set for 7/2. Yep. Plea hearing is set for Wednesday. So we'll find out what happens there. He thought Kohberger was door dashing. Well, he did. He dashed through the door with a knife and he went up to each one of them and said, "Hey, do you guys like my knife? Look how sharp it is. Does this tickle your spleen?" Looking at different sites that it took it 3. Some sites are saying subpoenas for 3 individuals. Is this a real headline? Yes, he is pleading out. He is pleading out. Am I going to watch if I'm allowed? I think so. I just don't know what my schedule looks like. The only thing that's a saving grace is if they do it late in the afternoon. I have a thing at 2:30. I have a thing at 2:30. I hope it's quick. I got a couple of arraignments on 2:30 on Wednesday. So I want to get them in before the 4th because they normally do them on Fridays in this one county. I mean, they're 2 hours behind. They're on Mountain Time, so it's only 1 o'clock. We may be watching it. We may be watching it later. Sorry, guys. So we may be watching it later. So, Kathy, your realtor in Jersey. That's right, chat. You guys are looking for a realtor in New Jersey. Remember, in the state of New Jersey, not the Channel Islands. Kathy is your person buying or selling. Give Kathy a call. And for $10, she says, "Hi, Sean," in chat. Wow. Yeah, it's wows. It's definitely a wows. Fairworks for $2 says, "I'm surprised you can waive your right to appeal." You can. You can waive your right to appeal as part of a plea. That's entirely you have it's just like you can waive your right to a trial. Now, what happens is if you get illegally sentenced, you always have the right to challenge that. But you generally don't have the right to challenge other things beforehand. So, like if you had a suppression motion and then you pled out after you lose it, which is a very common thing that happens, you generally don't get to reserve that right to challenge the suppression motion as part of your appeal. Although there are times where people have taken pleas, and in that plea, it's stipulated on the record they reserve their right to appeal the suppression motion. Sometimes you can get away with that. Sometimes you can't. So it's not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed, but you can always waive it. You can always waive it. MD Knight is saying, "I'm confused by that first tweet." It sounds like, are you talking about the Diddy case? Sounds like one of the jurors is narking out to the judge that one of the jurors is not deliberating, but you have the right to say, "I don't think he's guilty." You have that right to say as a juror. So, can the jury nullify Diddy's life? No. What's a stealth juror? A stealth juror is basically somebody who got picked for jury duty, and they said, "Yes, I will be Scout's honor. I will be impartial. By golly, I'm a very impartial person. Everybody gets a fair trial." And then you walk in to the deliberation room after evidence is done, and it's your turn to deliberate. And you go and sit down and go, "Not guilty. I don't care. Not guilty. You can't convince me. Neener. And then they sit there and yell at you and say, "Change your plea." Nope. And then you end up with a hung jury. That's the concern there as far as a stealth juror, that they snuck in on that. So, just the part we're talking about Kohberger. No, we're still on Bryan right now. Let's see here. Why is chat not fucked on a different live stream I'm watching? Because YouTube, when they try these things, they do it like as they do partial testing. So different. They might do it to like part of the YouTube community, and the other part they leave alone. They kind of do this. They do this testing like that. They do A/B testing like that on a lot of things. What time's the hearing? I don't think that's been set yet, or it's been made clear. Yeah, A/B testing. Yes, we are in the betas. No, we're not. We are not the betas. Oh, we will see though. Still thinks you take the condom off. Well, that is true also. So, what's Bryan Kohberger pleading guilty to? Bryan Kohberger is pleading guilty to the 4 counts of murder and burglary. So he's pleading to that in exchange for a dismissal of the death penalty. Hold on here, chat. I was gonna say I should just do murder times 3 and make people who come in late figure out, well, which of the 3 people is he agreeing that he killed? Just because there's 4 victims, like, oh, you guys have to pick. Yes, murder times 3. All right, there we go. There you go, chat. Just going to put that at the bottom so people can see that there. Trump is coming to Florida tomorrow. Well, he lives there. I hope he would be coming to Florida. Let me see. Let's see. What do we got here? I thought he said he didn't do it. Yeah, well, a lot of people say they don't. What is the court source for the guilty plea? Let me pull up and see if we have anything that's specifically set yet. Yeah, I mean, here you go. As far as you guys might not like sources, I will tell you, if Kathy Rusin is saying it, it's probably right. She's one of the managing editors at Long Crime, one of the leading people there. So I'm assuming that's legit. I'm assuming that's too legit to quit. So yeah. I just saying, guys, I think that's gonna be what it is there. So the jurors are getting paid. Yeah, well, that could easily happen. Time to interview Bryan. I agree, David. Let's send him letters. We'll see if he'll do a Lego stream with us. And the Lego stream will be like he'll stab one of his inmates with a shiv and cut him apart and put them together. Kurt is gonna get the Kohberger interview tomorrow. That would be awesome if he could. That would be awesome if he could get that done. Hold on a sec. Yes. Sorry, chat. Just got some more breaking news from my lovely producer. She says Raul Valle out in Connecticut is going to testify his own defense. I don't know anything about that other than he stabbed somebody to death at a party, and that's all I know. So, he's going to get taken by Bubba. Well, not if he kills him. Ann says it feels weird, but that's just the way it goes. Yeah. Is he here? That plea is why we can never eliminate death penalties. Well, why not? I mean, are you arguing it because you don't like people escaping the hangman, or you don't think it's fair people should be making pleas where their life is in the balance? Oh, he testified today? Oh, okay. Oh, testified today. Okay. Trump's coming to cut the ribbon for Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah. He started today. Munk Tunk also filed another motion to vacate. Well, there we go. And YSL news. Alpha Fox says, did those dudes got stomped by... Oh, okay. Well, will Turtle Boy's trial be streamed? Yes, in one way or another, and we're going to watch it. But guys, Turtle Boy's trial is probably months and months, if not a year out at this point. Will it be covered by the local news? Who knows? At the very least, Turtle Boy's hearings, and he's got one next week, will be streamed on Zoom, the court Zoom feed. I know Mike from the Young Jerks has been pretty good at covering those and downloading it and, streaming it without any commentary. So as that hearing happens, I'll be busy on Monday. We'll watch it later and we can comment on it. But he only has a hearing coming up. Tim says no one would ever agree to life in prison versus being killed. Yes. Some people don't want to die. I think the Kayla Giles decision is some good eating. Well, we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at that probably Wednesday night and how bad USCCA screwed her over then. Jefferson Post says, watch the docket, and that drunk who wandered into my house got it dismissed after completing 5 months probation sober. I'm actually cool with that. And you know what? That's good you are, and that's an acceptable outcome. If the guy was a drunk, okay, well, he needs to quit drinking. And it sounds like he quit drinking. So it sounds like everybody kind of got what they wanted out of it, which I think that's justice, but also helps that guy so he doesn't come back again. So, yeah, good news. If I watch Turtle Boy's trial, will they charge me with witness intimidation too? I fucking dare him to. I dare Lieutenant Tully and his little band of moron children and his moron wife. I hope they all get hit by a car. What do you think about that, Lieutenant Tully? Cry about that one. Vedentrons is not wanting to die. Can't relate. Oh. Tim Beatty saying Karen could turn on Turtle Boy and testify that he killed John O'Keefe. Well, that would be hilarious. Oh, that would be hilarious. Let's see here. Making Law Simple for $9.99. David, hope you're doing well, guys. David, Making Law Simple, is a great friend of the show, says Bryan is a world for a female sheath. And then Smog and Mog for $10 says we need to offer a more harsh punishment than a death penalty so that it can be pled down to the death penalty. A life of torture. We shall pour lava. Just a drop at a time. Just one piece of lava down your throat. So does it burn all the way through you? Like, I don't know how much more excruciating you can make death than death. But yes, there. We'll drip a piece of lava on you once a day in a random spot on your body until you die. And then people are just like, no, just give me the firing squad. Oh. Cleopatra for $5 says contract's over and they're dragging their feet renewing it. As of now, I'm a free agent and taking a week off to do nothing. Feels good, man. Well, congratulations on getting through all of that in one piece. And now you're there. Just, let them. Sounds like you hold the high ground. They'll realize they need you back right away. And in the meantime, enjoy your really, it's going to be the 4th of July here before you know it. So you pretty much got you got a whole long, nice weekend here, man. You don't have to be you till Monday. So take advantage of it. Congrats. Kaleidocope Incorporated says, any developments with the Kuckberg cases? Not that I'm aware of right now, no. No developments yet. But remember, the things move slowly, generally speaking. The lava drip could kill you through infection before it could burn you to death. Well, there you go, with that kind of attitude. Gallium tooth fillings. Ooh, that would be rough. Algie says, love from Trumbull County. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. You know, having fun down in Warren, or are you up by the up by Cortland Lake? Those are both fun places. Let's see here. See, Aaron's restraining order was released by MN Public Records. Okay, well, wait, that'll be interesting to go over. Did anyone clip up the 5-hour Brokeback Cope stream? I don't think so. So, let's see here. You went to school in Brookfield. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, it's like everybody is. Let's see here. Hold on, chat. Somebody just called. I gotta make sure they got room in the. There we go. Sorry, guys. God, I hate that. People just call and just blow up your voicemail when you don't play right there. Why is he only playing to 3? No, he's playing to all 4. Well, I was going to make the joke, and I didn't mean to do it for real. He's playing to all 4. Sorry. He's playing to all 4, Regod. He's playing to all 4. He's playing all 4 in burglary charges. Plea will be set for Wednesday. That was my fault. I was making a joke and I didn't see it. So let's see. I just got a deal to sell those cool internet knives. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's really what happened there. Well, I mean, really, that's the truth of it. You know, the first one's caught. That's as they say with murder. The first one cost you. The rest are free. Because yeah, he was getting a life in prison anyway. So yeah, the first one was the only one really he's pled to. And let's see, what were you saying here? Yes, Carmelo Anthony, the kid down in Texas, the stabbings. His family raised $500,000, and they bought $1 million house, $150,000 car, and he's approved for indigent defense. Well, yeah, because he doesn't own the money; it's not his money. That's why. Because his parents have no obligation legally to give him that money. And he's not in control of it. So technically, yeah, he could get, they could leave him the twist in the wind. It's not a surprise at all. Not a surprise at all. Why does this chat show the names at when others don't? YouTube's doing something weird tonight. The past couple of nights are doing something weird. So, Hello's out to gather some intelligence. Well, if you find out anything different, let me know. Yes, damn, no Kohberger trial. Bummer. Yeah. A lot of people are going to be sad about that one. Lots of people are going to be sad. Let's see here. Are there any other updates? I think we got we're kind of slowing down here, guys, but I did want to get that out there. Okay. Let me see here. If there's any other Bryan Kohberger updates right now. Well, this is interesting. Wow, okay. This is... what am I looking for here? All right, come on, I'm trying to see. What the heck? Sorry, chat. Trying to do 2 things at once here. Trying to do 2 things at once. And trying to read through everything, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, no, we're all set. No more other big Kohberger updates right now. No more other big Kohberger updates. And now we're going to mine some pro Kohberger salt. Yeah, well, Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is today. It is what it is in that regard. I'm not organized. It's breaking news. We're just dealing with it. Hopefully we get to learn the evidence soon. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see if it happens there. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Peter's saying, if you take a plea deal, do you need to tell them what happened? Yes. Now, remember, he's not going to have to go in there and say, like, I crept into this room first, and then I stabbed her in the chest first, and then, you know, here, and then here, and then here. He's going to say, look, I broke into the house. I wasn't allowed to be there. I pulled out my knife, and I went stabby, stabby, stab, and then I went stabby, stabby, stab, and then I went around the corner and went stabby, stabby, stab, and then I found the last one, I went stabbity, 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 stab. And then he'll be like, I tried to leave. And then I stared at the other people in the house. So that's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. There's not going to be a whole lot of discussion there. Brian will write a book, I bet. Maybe. So let's see here if we can find any other updates. Let's see. We're just going to check again real quick. I don't know if there's been any other updates. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Oh, God. You guys want to see a fucking get? You want to see a get? Latu BTFO'd, including me. Alan Jackson will be joining Turtle Boy Saturday night at 9. Woo, buddy. Wow. How about that for a get? How about that for a get? That's impressive. That's impressive. Oh, that'll be great. That will be great. Kate Peter's going to cry a lot. Oh, I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will, guys. But yeah, it sounds like Bryan Kohberger is going to plea. It sounds like there's a lot of information out there. I will say for right now, it sounds like we're beating a dead horse. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. We will be live. I do want to say, guys, though, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. live with Jess Machado. Oh, hold on one second. I did, guys. So Jess Machado has been covering Kieran Reed throughout and has been helping like Turtle Boy be like the tip of the spear in regards to dealing with the cases out there. And hold on, here is how do you is there a link to this guy? All right, I don't know why it's not coming up. Let me see here. Oh yeah, here we go. Hold on one second, chat. Anyway, chat, we do have one more thing, and I'll send you guys off with this. We'll be doing the local show tonight, and then from here, we will be doing, like I said, tomorrow night, Jess Machado. Wednesday night, we'll be covering the case of Hannah Giles. She was screwed over by USCCA and left to hang. And that's just about the ballot harvesting scam. Okay, I'll leave that down below. Okay. Jonathan Dean says, let's see if he announces that he's now Aiden's other attorney. That would be fucking hilarious. Unhung Hero for 5 subs, chat. What am I getting yelled at? Well, she's trying to inform me of a great stream to go to after this is over. And I will just say, Chad, if you are looking for a place to go right after this, I can't send you there because the guy running it doesn't have his redirects open. But I'm sure if you guys popped over there, I would appreciate it if you showed him some love. There's 558 of you over there. 500 of you went over there. I would really, truly appreciate it. So with that said, chat, we are going to go live at 8:30 over on Locals. And yeah, we got a lot to cover, it looks like. And then we'll be back to it this week, covering all the fun stuff. So with that said, chat, in the meantime, I will leave you put the trash out, not till Thursday. So suffer, Peter. I will leave you until next time, chat, with just because you did it does not mean you're guilty, and unless you plead to it. And then, I mean, you are guilty. And it sounds like Bryan Kohberger is pleading out. So I guess he's going to be guilty. We'll find out Wednesday. Chat. But it does look like that's happening. So I will see you guys, and take care, chat. Good night, everybody. Also, guys, if you are new, we do the live show every Thursday night at 9:30. We kind of cover all the topics in the law, legal field, civil, criminal, funny, sad, serious. Join us. It's always a fun time, 9:30 Eastern. Hope to see you guys there. And as I said before, my name's Sean. I am a practicing attorney out in the Cleveland area. So, yeah, fun way to end the day. So good night, chat, and take care.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy that Kate yelled at?